We are.
We're Venom!
We are.
Venom!
No.
Oh!
Yeah, we
are Venom.
We're totally gonna need to work on that.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for scenes from across Sony's short-lived cinematic universe that were downright abrasive to watch. To clarify, we're talking about the 6 movies that make up Sony's Spider-Man-less superhero collection that started with Venom and ended with Kraven the Hunter.
Make us understand.
I wish I knew.
Okay. Great stuff.
Number 10, The Wig, Venom.
Hey, Red. I got a visitor for you.
If there's one foe that every fan of the Lethal Protector considers his true nemesis, it would be his unholy symbiote offspring, Carnage. Making a brief appearance during the first Venom's end credits scene, and played by legendary actor Woody Harrelson, Cletus Cassidy's introduction should have been a home run. But then we looked at what was on top of his head and everyone collectively winced.
Hey, you mind if we forego the whole creepy serial killer thing?
More Raggedy Ann than mass murderer, the wig they shoved on this poor man's head is so terrible it took away any sense of foreboding the scene was trying to achieve.
There's gonna be carnage.
Number 9. Craven vs. Rhino, Craven the Hunter.
Охотник сказки.
The most feared hunter in the Marvel Universe, taking on one of its most indestructible villains amidst a rampaging stampede of buffalo? At the very least, this climactic battle should have been turn your brain off fun. It wasn't. Not even the almighty power of Aaron Taylor Johnson's immense abs can save just how ugly this scene is to look at. The biggest offender being just how awful the Rhino looks. They had already messed up the character beyond recognition with the writing, but the CGI effects on its body make us long for the days of Paul Giamatti's take on the character. Number 8, Lucky Strike, Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
I am 39.
And I am Barry Manilow.
Right.
I am happy to eat, Mrs. J.
Sony's take on Venom is interesting, to say the least. Not that the character hasn't had a morbid sense of humor in other media, it's just that, for whatever reason, the writers confused darkly funny for absolute goofball. No scene better highlights this than when Venom, bored of having to devour chickens instead of human brains, decides to threaten a mugger. You would think that Venom listing the ways he was going to murder someone would be horrific and terrifying, but nope. He just talks about how he can't wait to take the criminal's head to his and Eddie's favored bowling alley. Whatever hopes fans may have had for a gritty Venom vs. Carnage movie died with this scene.
She didn't want our help.
She did not know she needed our help, Eddie. There is a difference.
Number 7. The Not So Sinister Six, Morbius. Morbius has enough problems to fill up 5 lists by itself.
We've evolved!
One of the biggest just so happens to be an end credit scene that doesn't so much inspire hype as it does feel like an insult. In a gimmick that was dropped soon after, much like the rest of the cinematic universe's grand designs, Michael Keaton's Vulture, at least his voice, flies on by to ask Morbius if he wants to team up to do something.
Thanks for meeting me, Doc.
Where do we even start with this one? There's no Spider-Man in these movies. There's no need for a Sinister Six. Morbius is posed as an anti-hero, so why would he join a villain group? And the fact they snagged such a great villain for the MCU for such a cheap cameo reeks of desperation.
I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Intriguing.
Maybe it's Morbin time Sony gave up on their dreams of a live-action Sinister Six movie. Number 6. looking right at the camera. Madam Web. Not to spoil anything, but you're going to see a lot of Madam Web here.
Either I peed myself or my water broke. Ew.
Among the pantheon of terrible decisions made by the group of future Spider-Women, one of the biggest would have to be when they all decide to follow Mary Parker to the hospital as she goes into labor.
Keep your head down.
Even though they are all very much aware they're being hunted by Ezekiel Sims, who apparently has eyes all over the city. This little misstep could be overlooked if not for the fact that Maddie, while passing a traffic cam, goes out of her way to look at it, and in doing so, gives away their location.
I might have something.
It's all kinds of baffling. Number 5. No less. Venom, The Last Dance. One does not simply waste a villain as feared and as powerful as the god of symbiotes.
I am Null, god of the void, slicer of worlds.
Null is a galactic-level threat and not one to be trifled with. Perhaps the original intention may have been to introduce him as a Thanos-style villain, pulling the strings from behind the scenes before having to get his hands bloody.
I order you to search the corners of the universe until you find this key. Find me the Codex.
Except The Last Dance was supposed to be just that. The Last Dance. The final outing of Venom and Eddie. And what does Null do? Sits down trying to look menacing. It's only a colossal waste of the character, but also of Andy Serkis's acting talent.
Your champion has fallen. The planets will be mine. The King in Black is awake. I will kill your world. Everyone will burn. And you will watch.
Number 4. The future hasn't happened yet. Madam Web.
It's gonna get a little crazy. It's already crazy.
Initial trailers would have you believe that this flick was all about various Spider-Women teaming up to stop an evil Spider-Man duplicate, all led under the guidance of the omnipotent Madam Web. And that's technically true, only you don't see them actually suit up or use any of their powers until the last minute of the movie.
How's your eyesight?
I can see better than I ever have.
Having gone through the entire thing without any kind of superhero fanfare, for everyone to appear at the film's climax for an obligatory hero pose feels more akin to a slap in the face, not helped by the fact that the final line uttered is borderline painful.
And you know the best thing about the future? It hasn't happened yet.
Number 3, Death by Pepsi, Madam Web. There's an art to terrible product placement in movies, but rarely does it do the hero's job of taking down the villain. That's right, it's Pepsi that defeats the evil pseudo-Spider-Man come the end of Madam Web's final fight.
You still can't beat me with your mind.
What makes you so sure?
To be more precise, it's a giant neon Pepsi sign that, thanks to being hit via firework, breaks apart and crushes Ezekiel Sims. We're not sure what's more egregious here.
You've been trying to change your future. But the girls were never your future. I was.
That the film literally beats audiences over the head with one of its sponsors, or that the villain was bested in such a cheap and unimpressive manner. Number 2, The Dance, Morbius. Look, we love Matt Smith. On paper, the idea of Matt Smith playing an evil vampire dancing around as he prepares to get his freak on sounds hilarious. Unfortunately, the execution here wades deep into cringe territory. Now free of his debilitating blood disease, Milo embraces his newfound strength and vampiric identity by getting ready to paint the town red. First by doing push-ups, and then busting a move. The whole thing plays out like an unchoreographed fever dream. not helped by the scene's song of choice. Thankfully, Matt Smith's career is easily going to outlast this little embarrassment.
There is no shame in what we are. We are the few against the many.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Don't do dumb things. Madam Web. There are so many layers to this crap cake, we don't know where to begin.
I'm kind of more interested in why he's trying to kill us.
I don't know. Crazy shit's been happening, and I don't know why. Stop asking me.
After saving the 3 future Spider-Women from Ezekiel Sims, Dakota Johnson's Cassandra decides the best thing to do to keep them safe would be to leave them in the woods, unprotected, while she wanders off to dig deeper into her past.
Believe me or don't, I don't care. I didn't ask to be doing this with you, and I didn't ask for this to happen to me either. Also, I'm pretty sure I saved all of your lives. So, you're welcome.
If you think that's irresponsible, the girls themselves, despite knowing a murderer is on their tail, decide to head over to a nearby diner and dance on the table for maximum attention. But perhaps the biggest crime here would be the atrocious dialogue, both the wording itself and the delivery. The line is pretty much Sony's live-action cinematic universe in a nutshell.
Seriously, don't do dumb things.
Which film in Sony's Spider-Man universe do you detest the most? Let us know in the comments.
Don't let him keep messing everything up.
I'm going to make her cry now, Eddie. She will love it. Cry.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.